hello to all of my peeps. It's so good to see you here today from my chair, episode 229. I know many of you are back in school already, and many of you are ready to go back to college and things. A bit under the weather, but that's okay. Have a interesting thought for you today, and trust that you're doing well. I'll be quick. Of course, I always say that, and I never am, but we'll see what happens. Have you ever said something out loud, maybe to yourself or to somebody else, and thought to yourself, where in the world did that come from? Why did I say that? I know. You never take your halos off. Yes, you have. Why did I say that? It's very frustrating because it often, I've noticed, it comes out of nowhere. It's words, watch, with tone. It's words with tone. Tone with myself, tone with others, and even tone in my communication with God. Do you ever get tony with God? Like that, what I mean is, not the, crying out to Him. I'm like, that smart aleck, the smart aleck tone. I know, you never do that, right? Okay, maybe I'm the only one. That tone with God. I said something the other day out loud to myself, not to another human. It was at night, so nobody was around, thankfully. And I thought to myself, where did that come from? That's not what I want my mouth, in my brain, and in my heart. I don't want to say that. And I thought, you know what? Matthew 12:34, for out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And I'm like, why did you say that? Why did that come out of your mouth? It was just a frustration. Again, nobody heard it, but God heard it, right? It wasn't just me, it was God. Those words and that tone is not my abundance, Lord. That's not. And I told Him that. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Good grief. I don't know where that came from. That's not the abundance of my heart right now. It's in this perimenopausal hormonal space. It is much simpler, watch the word, it is much simpler to do what my daddy referred to as let her rip tater chip. And again, after I've been monitoring my words and my tone, and it's like, where is this coming from? This is not typical. This is not, I've got too much tone with this. And it's like this let her rip tater chip mentality because of, perimenopausal things and hormones and things like that. And just say what you want, when you want, where you want, to whomever you want. Just let her rip, tater chip. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I feel that. And maybe you don't. And again, it's not just in the hormonal spaces that we can be in. Sometimes it's just, you're just having a good day. You just don't feel well. And you've given yourself the right to say what you want and how you want and to whom you want. I don't know about you, but it's getting me into a lot of trouble. My mouth, my tone, even with my fellas here, I have to just try to guard it very carefully. It's getting me in trouble. With God, too. I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah, the other night when I said that, I'm like, where did that come from? I'm so sorry, Lord. Brother Paul Smith, he is the director of Citizen Impact here in Georgia, and he said something that is helping me in this space, and I love it. He said it in a sermon the other day when he was preaching at our church. He said this. He said that he doesn't want anyone to have to crawl over him to get to Jesus. Isn't that good? So convicting. Let me say it again. He said that he doesn't want anyone to have to crawl over him to get to Jesus. I love that. It helped me. Brother Smith works with very powerful people in politics here in Georgia under the Gold Dome. So he has to talk to these people constantly about policies and laws and the Senate and the House and even the governor himself. He's going in and talking to these people, and he's like, I don't want to come across as nasty and ugly. I don't want them to have to crawl over me to get to Jesus. You know what the Holy Spirit told my heart in that space? He said this, even in this weird perimenopausal space that I'm in, or that maybe you might be in too, my words and my tone and my no care attitude can make it much harder for a lost world to see Jesus. Are people having to crawl over you to get to Jesus because of your attitude? Well, I'm just having a bad day. Okay, that's fine. But the cashier at the Walmart, she doesn't know that you're having an ucky day. She doesn't know that. And you know, that you're in a hormonal issue and a perimenopausal state or a menopausal state. You're having a hot flash. They really, honestly, you want the truth, they don't care. But what they will care about is if you snap at them for no reason. Because let her rip, Tater Chip. I can say what I want to say when I want to say it. Are you making people have to crawl over you to get to Jesus? Because I'm just going through stuff. I just feel bad, and the whole wide world needs to feel bad because I feel bad. Today I had to run some errands, and again, I'm not feeling the greatest, and I had to run several errands today. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to, on purpose, be kind because I don't feel well. I don't want people to have to crawl over me to get to Jesus. You can make it much harder for a lost world, a lost and dying world, to get to Jesus and see him. I was reading, again, I'm affectionately calling it my perimenopausal psalm, Psalm 39. You won't believe this. I just keep getting these things from Psalm 39. It says this, look at verse number 1. It says this, 1 and 2, I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. Did you catch that? Did you get that? That I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace even from good. It's like, look, I'm not going through a really good time right now. This is not the best space for me. So I need to be careful what I say. When I'm having one of those days where my tongue and my tone are having a hard time caring about anything, I've got something that I do, and I just want to tell it to you, and if you want to do it, fine. But when I'm around people, it's head down, mouth shut. Head down, keep your head down and your mouth shut. You say, why head down, Miss Edgewell? Because my eyes betray me. You can say it. You can throw a lot of darts with your eyes. You can say a whole lot with your eyes. When I'm having one of those spaces where I just like, let her rip, Tater Chip, who cares? Are you going to get a piece of my mind? Whatever. I've got to be careful to bridle my tongue so it's head down and mouth shut. I've got to keep my mouth shut. I've got to bridle my tongue. And again, it's not that I won't look at people in the eyes, but a lot of times you're smart aleck with your eyes without even saying a word. You know what I'm talking about. And then with God, head up, mouth open. Look at him. Look at Christ. And tell him everything. When that came out of my mouth the other day, I was like, oh my goodness, I did. I looked up immediately and I'm like, oh God, I don't know where that came from. I am so sorry. So the thing that when I talk about be not overcome, but overcome, and my tongue, my mouth, my tone, head down, mouth shut. When I'm having one of those days like today, I'm like, okay, head down, mouth shut. Just be kind. Don't just let people do what they need to do, and just keep your mouth shut about it. Because we can have opinions about everything, can't we? And then with God, head up, mouth open. Lord, please help me today. Just because you don't feel all that great doesn't mean you have to make someone else's life harder. I'm just saying, including your spouse, including your children. Just because you don't feel that great and you're going through one of those spaces, it doesn't mean you have to make someone else's life harder. God forbid we make someone have to crawl over us in order to get to Jesus. No, I want to reflect him, even though I don't feel well. I want others to see Jesus in me, not in spite of me. my tongue and my tone, they have a lot to do with that. So let's be not overcome. I love this. Be not overcome, but overcome. How can I do that? I need to bridle my tongue. I need to be careful in these spaces that I am not making people have to crawl over me to get to Jesus, because not just of my words, but my tone. Because you can say the right thing in the wrong tone, and it means something totally different than if you just said the words, but with the right tone. Just be careful about that. Be careful about those things, especially in this space, or especially when you don't feel well. And let's think about that. Don't forget Lydia at 11 in her journey to remain cancer-free. Go be amazing today.